everybody, it's Mandy. Today I actually have like a tutorial, but I've had a couple of requests of how I do my eyebrows personally. So this is actually the finished product here, and if you want to see how I complete my eyebrows looking like this, stay tuned and watch this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel down below and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see some more. So let's get right into it. As you notice, I already have a full face of makeup on today, so we're not going to be doing an eye look or anything like that, but I did want to do an eyebrow tutorial with you guys. This is something that has been requested that I do from several different people. They want to know, exactly what eye products I use, how to fill them in, and things like that. So I want to quickly run through that with you guys, so you guys can do this at home as well. I personally like the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It comes in a container like this. I'm in the shade Ash Brown. The first thing you want to do is find a brow product that works for you. Not everybody enjoys pencils. Some enjoy maybe a pomade, a brow gel, powders, things like that. So I have actually rather sparse brows, and a pomade is just a little bit too much coverage for me on my brows. I want to still be able to see my hairs through it, so I really enjoy the brow pencil. It is double-ended, as you can see. It has the spoolie here on this end and the retractable pencil edge on this end. So the first thing that you want to do is go ahead and spoolie upwards on your brows. Go ahead and comb them out, and then you want to take very small hair-like strokes here in the front, okay? Just very small, and I like to draw a line underneath all the way down, and just follow your natural arch. I have rather sparse arches, so I don't like to go all the way up into the arch. I will just kind of go right below and just kind of round them off a little bit so my eyebrows don't look too harsh, and then just brush the color up gently into the brows after each stroke. So I don't like to do the same thing on the top and the front of the brows. It looks a little bit less natural, and I don't enjoy that for myself. If you do, that is perfectly fine. But again, we are just doing brush-like strokes here in the front of the brow until we get them to an area that we feel is good and looks good for what look we're going for. So go ahead and continue these little brush-like strokes right here in the very front. Do not go too overboard. Just literally one or two will do perfectly fine. So I usually start about right here. Like I said, I don't like to draw a line over the front of the brows on top. I like to start about right here and do my top line there. And just kind of fill in any sparseness that you see in any places using hair-like strokes all the way through. And don't forget to spoolie the product through as you're going, so that you don't have to fill in everywhere. The spoolie kind of helps you disperse the product a little bit easier. I always have a big issue with my tail here. I have terrible brow tail. So I just follow the natural shape of your eyebrow, and if you have any problems with your eyebrows that you need to fix, such as you can see the top of my arch is very sharp, and that's what the bottom looks like if I hadn't rounded it off. So I do like to round that off as I'm rounding the corner, like I said, and just kind of fill in with hair-like strokes. And I'm gonna take the top of my brows up just a little bit, so that I can kind of round off the top edge or the top corner as well of my arch. So just kind of fill in with hair-like strokes there. I'm trying to do the best that I can in the viewfinder, so that I'm in a position where you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. But just kind of try to round that off round that corner the best that you can. If you do make a mistake, it's pretty easy to wipe off. I've already done my makeup, but normally I would suggest for beginners, if you are not used to doing your brows, it can be a little bit tricky. So I would probably do them as I was doing my face makeup, because you can take concealer on a little tiny brush, maybe like an angled liner brush or eyebrow brush, something like that, and just clean up the edges when you get done with that little angled brush. So that will help you with any mistakes that you may make or anything like that. But you just want to continue filling these in and making your eyebrows look the best that they possibly can for the shape of your face. The quote that I keep hearing recently is, the thicker the brows, the younger you look. So if you're like me and you have sparse brows and things like that, you probably definitely want to do a little bit something to fill them in. Can you tell the difference? I mean, seriously, like, it just kind of lifts the whole side of your face up, makes you look a little younger, a little bit fresher. So we just want to continue filling those in, like I said before. And then once you have the fullness that you would like on that particular brow, we want to go to the second brow and spoolie all those hairs upwards. And one thing I forgot to mention on this side, with these front hairs, since we didn't fill them in all the way, you can see the darkness kind of starts right along in this area. We want to kind of push these that way, like towards the other eyebrow as much as we can, to make them stand up straight and make them look like, you know, just perfection. So just try to push those up with the spoolie the best that you can. Push them towards the center, and it'll make it, you know, look like you have more brow there. And then when you get finished and completed like this, just take a clear brow gel if your brows have trouble staying in place. I know mine do. I have curly eyebrows and curly frizzy hair. So just take a brow gel and run that through in the exact position that you would like your brows to stay for the day, and they'll definitely stay there for you. If you run out, just in a pinch, you can use a little bit of hairspray on your spoolie as well and run the hairspray through. I don't recommend that like every day, because that will start to damage your hair on your eyebrows and things like that, and it's not really good for your face to have that on. But what we're going to do now is just continue the same thing on the other side. And like I said, I like to draw in a few little hairs and then start my line going under my brows. And continue that all the way down. And my little baby hairs in the front. Okay, and then I'm going to spoolie that line through. You can do that line as many times as you need. The pressure that you're putting on this pen is going to make a difference in how light or dark of the product is that you're putting on. So the more pressure, obviously, the darker your brow product is going to be showing up. So just continue filling in with little baby hair strokes on the other brow until you have something that you like for a finished product. And don't forget the top side of this brow, you don't want to start that all the way at this little front portion of your brow either. Start just beyond that, kind of right here, because you don't want it to look just like a square, boxy, unnatural brow. So we're going for natural but beautiful here. So just don't forget to start the top line of your brow a little bit beyond those first hairs. And then you're just going to kind of round off this arch and kind of follow the natural line that your eyebrows make. And round it off to meet with the tail. Now, I like to bring my tail, see, my tail is just a little bit short. I would like it to be kind of more in this area, so I don't go that drastic with it, because you would be able to tell that it's not hair anymore and it's just product. So, but I do take it just a little bit further down with these little hair-like strokes than what my natural brow is. And like I said, my brow hairs are curly, so you really have to maneuver them in place to get them to a position that you'd like them to be, and then plaster them down with brow gel to make them stay where you want. So I'm just going to continue filling this in. And combing through. Don't forget to comb your product through because you won't use as much product that way. So fill in and just lightly comb it through. You don't want to actually take the product off. You just want to kind of get it through all of your brows. So that is all that I personally do for my brows, except for the fact that I do run like a clear brow gel through them if I'm going to have them on all day. I'm about to just take these straight off, if I'm being honest, so I'm not going to worry about that today. But if you would like your eyebrows to stay in place and you're going to wear them, please do put a clear brow gel or a clear mascara over top of them. Either one would work. I'm pretty sure they're the exact same thing, just maybe a different size wand. Just kind of run that through, and don't forget, run it through just like you would your spoolie as you were putting these on. So just kind of bring these front hairs to the center a little bit. That's really all that I have for you. It's really pretty simple once you get the hang of it, but it can be pretty tricky to start with. So what I suggest doing is, don't try this for the first time when you're about to like run out of the house for work, or run out of the house on a date or something like that. Just take your time learning exactly what's going to work for you. So maybe like at night when you're about ready to go to bed, and don't have to put a full face of makeup on, you have a little bit of time to play with it, and just sit there in front of the mirror and play with it at night when you don't have anywhere to be. So in case you do make a major mistake, you know how to fix it, you have the time to fix it, and just play with it a little bit before you decide to do it with your full makeup routine and run out of the house. So give yourself time. Practice makes perfect. It's not something easy if it's your very first time doing it. So definitely don't be hard on yourself at all if you do make mistakes, if you do take a little bit to figure out the exact techniques that are going to work for you. So that's about all I have for you today. These are my brows finished product. This one's not looking so great. She's had a couple problems the past few weeks, but this one's looking pretty nice. So just, if you have any more questions or anything, ask me down in the comments. And again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see some more makeup tricks from me. And I'll see you next time.